Kinesiotape is a tool to help with lymphatic drainage and to help reduce swelling and lymphedema. Kinesiotape is a really great option for those who have head and neck lymphedema or swelling, or even for those who just have sinus congestion or allergy symptoms. Typically, when we have swelling somewhere in the body, we want to put compression on it to help get the fluid moving out. However, the head and neck region can be really challenging to put compression on. So Kinesiotape is a really thin, easy way to get some fluid moving out of the area, but it doesn't hinder you or become cumbersome. So if you're new here, my name is Kelly and I am a physical therapist and I specialize in lymphedema and also oncology and women's health. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to properly put on Kinesiotape for the head and neck region to help reduce your swelling or your lymphedema. Kinesiotape is going to gently lift the skin away from the body so that there's more space in the region for that congestion or that fluid to move through and out. If you have something like sinus pressure or allergies and you feel that your lymph nodes are swollen underneath your jaw, that also indicates that you have some sort of backed up system. So using the tape for that reason can also help speed up any infection or illness. Before you start to use Kinesiotape though, you want to make sure that you check with your doctor or your physical therapist so that you know that it's safe for you to use. You want to be sure to avoid using Kinesiotape over an area of active cancer or infection, or if you have any wounds or any blood clots. You want to be a little more cautious using the Kinesiotape if you have diabetes or neuropathy due to changes in sensation, any areas that you might have a fracture, if you are allergic to adhesives, or if you have any kidneys or heart issues. You also want to avoid Kinesiotape over any sensitive skin areas, such as if you just had radiation, or if you have any burns or any thin skin. Your skin should be free from any lotions or moisturizers to the area so that it adheres better. And you also may want to avoid bathing or swimming an hour after placing the Kinesiotape on. The tape can stay on for 3 to 5 days. However, if you are new to Kinesiotape, you may want to do a test area first and see how your skin reacts. If you have any allergic reactions to the tape, such as a rash or redness, just be sure to remove the tape right away. So when we place the Kinesiotape on, we want to think about the lymphatic system and the anatomy. Your lymph nodes sit right above and around your clavicle bone or your collarbone, and they run up the side of your neck to the base of the ear. You also have some lymph nodes that sit underneath your jaw area, and you have some sporadic through your face as well. But all the lymph vessels will move the fluid from the middle of the face out to the sides towards the ear or the bottom of the ear, and then back down the side of the neck towards your collarbone. So when we think about placing the tape, we want to make sure we're following that pattern so we can guide the fluid and the illness out of that area and away. So let's take our Kinesiotape and start to measure. So we're thinking about, again, right at the base of the neck, all the way towards the ear. And you think about doing something just a little bit shorter if you want, because the Kinesiotape is going to stretch ever so slightly. So about that length, and then I'm going to cut that there. And then I'm going to put that aside for now. And then the other one I'm going to do is kind of be underneath the jaw all the way towards the ear and cut that piece. And you can do both sides or you can just do one side at a time. And then if you want to also do the face, you can have some strips coming from the middle of the face or even the middle of the forehead. You're just going to work out towards the ear. So I will do one just to show you what it looks like. You can, if you want, also make one for the back of the neck working downwards. So I have my 3 strips. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna round the edges. We don't want the sharp edges because then they peel a little bit easier. So I'm gonna take one at a time, and what I'll do is just go around, and we're gonna do that on one side. Now, we're gonna follow the lymphatic system. So if you're interested in lymphatic drainage, I do have a video on how to do manual lymph drainage for the head and neck. I'll put a link for that down below or up above here. But what we wanna do is follow the same pattern. So we're trying to get the fluid moving out. So this will be the anchor, the bigger piece. And what we wanna do is cut this into 4 sections, and those will help guide up through the lymphatic vessels. So I'm gonna cut down directly in the middle, and leave about a 1-inch piece on the end, at least a 1/2 inch at minimum, okay? And then I'm gonna cut in between there. And then I'm gonna do one more to make 4. So you have 4 about equal strips and then 1 larger piece on the end where it's anchored. I'm also gonna go ahead and round out the other edges so they're a little bit rounder on the other end. Okay, and that'll be the first strip. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the other 2 strips. Okay, so I'm redoing this from the first time. I'm gonna throw my hair up so it's easier for you guys to see. So I have the first piece. I'm going ahead and rip the paper where that inch area is, right where all of the 4 prongs start. So tear off that piece, that's the anchor piece, take that away. And then from there, again, let's think about the lymphatic system. So we have lymph nodes around your collarbone or your clavicle, right behind your ear, and the vessels run kind of under the jaw, from the middle of the face out towards the ear and then down. So in the mirror, it looks like a 7 or a backwards 7. So the first one, we want to anchor that 1-inch area right where the lymph nodes are. And these will run in the direction the vessels are trying to go. So I'm gonna use my camera mirror so I can see a little bit here, right around where the collarbone or clavicle sits, and put that right about there. And then we're gonna rub it in. We know when we rub it in that we're going to activate the adhesive so that it sticks a little bit better. And then from there, with these 4 pieces, we want to cover as much surface area as possible in the line where the vessels sit. So if I start with the first one, I'm going to peel back the paper all the way till there's about 1 inch or a 1/2 inch left at the end. And then from there, I'm going to go a little bit more inside to get as much surface area as I can and kind of follow along and up and towards the ear. And then we'll take the next one, same thing, peel back till there's about 1 inch or 1/2 inch or so, and I'll go a little bit more inside. When I'm pulling, I'm not pulling 100%. I'm only pulling about 20% of what the tape can do. So there's not a lot of tension on it, just a little. And then we'll rub that in so the adhesive will stick. And then we'll finish the last 2 here. Third. And then when they're all in, I'm just gonna rub them all in so they stick really well. So again, make sure that if they start to come up right away, you probably still had lotion on you or oils on you. You might wanna wash up and try again. And I got a little bit of wrinkle there, but in general, that's the pattern that I tend to run in. So starting at or anchoring at where the lymph nodes are, and the pieces will go up where the vessels are running. So for some people, they'll just do that. You can also, you might need help, do one in the back. And so anchor down low and then they'll go up the back of the neck. That is just fine too. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna skip that part. And I'm just gonna show you what I would do for more of the face or the jaw area. So we know when people get sick or they have any backup, they'll feel swollen lymph nodes underneath. Well, we know again, they have to go back towards below the ear to take it down. So when I would anchor one for the face, I'm gonna rip off that piece again. We're gonna put this piece underneath the ear, below the ear. And if you have too much tape there, you can go a little bit further back or a little bit more forward, but it's okay that it overlaps a little bit. So I'm gonna wrap that one in. And then from there, it depends on what is swollen or what you need. If you just have some swelling under the jaw, then all of these are gonna go right below where the jaw is. If you have some actually swelling like right in your face, you can put the pieces right towards your face or even towards the forehead. So just to show you a couple, I'm gonna take the top one, just till there's about a ½ an inch or so at the end. Again, about 20% tension, just a little. And then I'm gonna guide it in a pattern across the lower jaw. The adhesive there. And then the second one, same thing, pull back out. Just a little tension, kind of right next to the jaw there. And then when you have all 4 in, you'll just rub them all in so they stick really well. So for that, I kind of went underneath the jaw, all around that area. So again, you can use it as you need to. If you just want to do the neck part, that's fine. If you want to add the face, you can. You can do the back of the neck, you can do the upper face, everything from the middle of your face out towards the ear and then down. So when you want to remove the tape, you want to make sure that you're really gentle with it. You don't want to just rip and pull it off. So gently what I'll do is hold my skin down with one hand and gently peel back on the other side. And I'll do that all the way up and going through. If it's still pretty tight and your skin is really sensitive, you may want to add some baby oil or water to the area to soften the tape so it will lift up a little bit easier before trying to remove it. But always make sure that you're holding the skin down as you're pulling to avoid any tearing. If you have really thin skin, you definitely want to add that moisturizer to it so the tape will help come up on its own. Kinesiotape usually doesn't take the place of good compression, but it is a piece of the puzzle along with manual lymphatic drainage and exercise. If you found this video helpful, please press the like button below and I'll see you all at the next video. Thanks everyone.